My name's Zoe. I'm an English confidence coach, and this is Phrasal Verbs for People and Relationships. These phrasal verbs are perfect for those of you working on sounding more native and elevating your use of the English language. If you comment below with some example sentences, I will leave my feedback. Let's jump in. Stem from, originate or be caused by. Do you know what a stem is? It's the central part of a plant that transports all the nutrients up from the roots to the leaves. And understanding what a stem of a plant is paints a pretty visual and helps us understand this phrasal verb. If something stems from something else, it means it is caused by or a result of that thing. Here are some examples. His anger stems from being stuck in hours of traffic every day. Who can relate? The conflict between the employees stems from a miscommunication. The startup success stems from a huge amount of effort from its founder. Come across. Used to describe how someone seems or how their behavior is perceived by others. Okay, so how we come across is not necessarily a reflection of our true personality. I'll let you in on a little secret here. I come across as super ultra confident, but my real personality is a little shy. Sometimes introverted, shy personalities can come across as rude, but that isn't their true personality at all. Sometimes we try to come across in a particular way. In an interview, we want to come across as professional and polite and knowledgeable. How do you come across to people? Do you think this reflects your true personality? Put up with, to tolerate something unpleasant. Now, depending on our personality type, some of us can put up with, meaning tolerate, more than others. If you have kids, you probably have to put up with quite a lot of noise. If you have a mother-in-law, you might have to put up with unwanted advice. I live with a drummer, and I had to learn to put up with his drumming pretty quickly. Usually the things we put up with fall into 3 categories. Annoying behavior. I'm struggling to put up with his endless talking. Uncomfortable situations. It's really hard to put up with the huge amount of mosquitoes at the beach. Difficult people. I won't put up with her at my party after what she did last time. Turn against. Stop liking and become hostile. After the argument, his friends turned against him. Have you ever had a group of people turn against you? I've seen this happen in politics, where a politician's decisions or proposed policies cause their supporters to turn against them. In sports, where fans turn against the coach after a series of losses for the team. And in business, where a group of employees turn against their employer. Iron out. Resolve difficulties or problems. This one paints another pretty visual that helps us understand this phrasal verb. This is an iron. I admit that I am an expert in buying clothes that don't crease easily, so I can avoid ironing at all costs. Why do we iron? To smooth or flatten something that's bumpy. We iron things out for the same reason. Let's see if some example sentences help you understand better. We need to iron out the details of the contract before signing. The management team is meeting to iron out the details of the client proposal. Drop by. This phrasal verb, drop by, means to visit someone or someplace informally and often without prior notice. I am deeply grateful that I live in a place where dropping by another person's house is no longer deemed a normal thing to do. But most of us did grow up that way. Friends would just drop by if they were in the area. There are still some scenarios whereby drop by is a useful phrasal verb, such as, I'll drop by the office to pick up the files on my way home. Why don't you drop by later and we'll have a quick catch up? Figure out. Find a solution to a problem or question. I'm an impatient human being and frequently say, I'll figure it out by myself when things aren't happening fast enough for me. I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling. We use figure out to talk about the solutions that require a little bit of willpower, brain power, and time. Some more things that we have to figure out include how to get to a place. I can't figure out how to get to the beach as the road I usually take is closed. A romantic relationship. We've been fighting a lot lately, and I hope we can figure it out soon. Time management. I can't figure out how to get my thesis done and have time to go to the gym. And finally, new technology. My mum cannot figure out how to use her new computer. Show off. To display proudly. Oh, the classic look what I have move. We've all been there, right? Maybe you've shown off a new boyfriend or girlfriend on social media, meaning that you're really proud of them. A new purchase, a new outfit. Some people show off more than others, and the ones who do it a little too often can become annoying to their peers. What do you think? Is it okay to show off occasionally? I am guilty of showing off when I've learned something impressive that I've worked really hard to achieve in yoga. Make fun of. This means to mock or tease someone in a way that could be playful, but it's often meant to laugh at someone or something in a not so nice way. It's often associated with bullying or making someone else feel bad. How many of us know what it's like to be made fun of? Have you ever heard someone say, "Are you laughing with me or at me?" This is another way of saying, "Are you making fun of me?" Get away with. Oh, this is a nice one. If you get away with something, it means that you did something wrong but didn't face any consequences. It's like when you were a kid and took an extra cookie when no one else was looking. If no one caught you, you got away with it. Lucky you. Some of us maybe break the speed limit when we are driving because we think we can get away with it. If you broke something that belonged to someone else but thought you'd probably get away with it, would you tell them? Give in. To finally agree to do something after resisting it, or to surrender or submit to someone else's demands, opinions, or pressure. You can have a bit of a defeated feeling, like you've been worn down. If you never give in, you could be described as stubborn. Other people don't give in as a way of proving a point. Attempting to get someone else to give in isn't really thought of as a good thing. It could also be labeled as coercion. Give up. This means to stop trying something because it's too difficult, or you've decided it's not worth continuing. It can also mean surrender. It can be seen as something negative, but sometimes it's necessary when a situation becomes too difficult or unproductive. There's an idiom here that means the same thing, to throw in the towel. Spanish speakers will recognize this one as it's the same in Espanol. I gave up my MMA classes because I didn't have enough time, or at least that's the official story. Break up. This one's about endings, usually the end of a romantic relationship, friendship, or a band. I'm from the Spice Girls era, and I was simply devastated when they broke up. I wonder how many of you can relate. The same thing can happen in relationships or even friendships. Breakups are bad. Here are a couple more examples. The band broke up after 10 years together. They decided to break up after realizing they had grown apart. Run away. This means to escape from control or a situation, usually in a hurry. Think about a dog running away when the gate is left open. Did you ever run away as a kid? I remember packing a little bag with milk and a foldable camping chair to run away as a kid because I was mad at my mom over something really trivial. Congratulations to all of you that made it to the end. Remember that I'm giving feedback to all of you who leave your example sentences below. Until next time.